And welcome into Making Sense. You know, a couple of weeks, 2017 will be, as they say, in the record book. It'll be over with, but the record you have to be concerned with is the fact that when you get into 2018, you're going to be having to do your income tax for 2017, and you probably need some hints as to be able to make it the best that it can be from your perspective. And to do this, we brought in Brandt McDonald, McDonald Hagen Wealth Management, and as we mentioned, 2018, the magic year. You hit 20 years.
That's right.
My goodness. Have to have a little celebration, huh?
You know, I think we're already beginning to talk about that.
Good.
20 years for our independent company.
Yes.
I started the firm in April of '98.
Okay.
So April of 2018 will be the 20-year mark.
Wow.
The weather should be pretty, so we're thinking about what we can do.
Well, we'll
there.
celebrate with you because in April of 2018, we hit our 23rd year doing this show.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, that is amazing.
I'm going to have to take that clock that goes 50, 60, 70, and 80 because
That's
I'm
right.
getting older. I'm going to have to put a 90 in there.
That's right. That's
So I
right.
can continue to do it.
Exactly.
But Brandt, we want to let our viewers know, obviously we're getting close to the end of the year, and things they should probably look at that are going to be of benefit to them as far as tax is concerned.
Yeah. Well, first of all, you know, certainly, you know, in the last show we talked about the fact that you want to manage your tax liabilities. So depending upon the final conclusion to the tax legislation, will determine whether or not you want to try to expense as many items as you can in 2017 or whether you should shift them to 2018. And that's going to be a real dance, you know, and it's probably going to be towards the, you know, maybe in the last week or two before we know for sure. But all in all, you get into 2018, and you're right. I mean, this is a glorious time for everyone.
Yes.
You know, you get to start planning for that, you know, filing your tax return and getting all of this done. I think, interestingly to me, is the impact on the Social Security and how the taxation of Social Security is going to be handled going forward. You know, because so many people, when you think about taxes, I mean, Social Security is supposed to be a tax-free benefit, but they keep attaching these things in tax legislation that are buried and hidden in the code.
Yes.
Because this is a massive liability, and I can tell you that many people in Washington are gravely concerned about this corporate tax cut and this individual tax cut because of the future of, if you look over the next 10 years, the government, you know, I guess in terms of nominal terms, static, you know, in other words, don't count on the derivative effect of the growth that might come from it. But think about over 10 years, how is the government going to manage this huge liability of Social Security? I think they're going to do it through the back door. I mean, clearly to me, means testing is coming. You mentioned even before we started taping that they're going into the Medicare side of the thing.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So we're going to have to start working with our CPAs, which is what we do with our clients. We sit, because they're the real tax expert. They run the analysis for us. But you get down, you sit down, and you really start doing what-if scenarios to try to figure this out, and that's what's so critical.
And when you talk about the Social Security as a liability, I mean, obviously, the government created that as a liability.
That's right.
I mean, it didn't start off that way because, you know, when I started putting money in the Social Security years ago, it was to take care of me, not everybody and his brother.
That's right.
And so they've borrowed from Peter to pay Paul.
That's it.
And the sad part about it is they can't pay Paul right now.
Well, it's unfunded. It's a significant liability. The projections for people reaching age 85 over the next 10 years is really unbelievable. Mathematically, it just doesn't work. So, you know, it's funny, when I give speeches on Social Security or talk about it, I ask the crowd, you know, what does everybody think they're going to do with Social Security? And I get great answers. You know, they're going to raise the withholding tax, they're going to extend the age to retirement, or they're going to means test and do all this stuff. And then when I say, you want the answer, everybody says, yeah, and I say, well, they're not going to pay it. And then the faces in the room. But when you think about it, even just take two little things. I don't want to get too complex here, but this is my personal opinion.
Yes.
You go back to the financial crisis. They create $4.5 trillion in brand new cash. I mean, what do you think that does to the purchasing power of the average citizen when you're holding the line on Social Security?
Right.
In realistic terms, in real terms, not nominal terms, but real economic terms, the government is in default. on Social Security payments. Because all it is a stream of income or a stream of payments. If you discount them back at a certain interest rate, you come up with a net present value of what those liability payments are worth. Well, if you're monetizing that debt by increasing the money supply, that debt you owe becomes worth less and less and less. You're doing it on the backs of Social Security recipients. When you go through means testing and when you go through all of these other mechanisms, and you obviously, if you're trying your best to hold the line on COLA or cost of living adjustments, Social Security recipients are the ones who are really taking the hit. So no politician wants to step up and say they've cut your benefit.
Well, listen, we appreciate you being here the past few weeks. As soon as we know definitely what's happened with that tax plan, we're going to bring you back, put you in that seat.
Look
so
forward
we can give
to it.
advance moving forward.
Yeah.
And thanks for everything you do. Remember, it's McDonald Hagen Wealth Management. We're putting his phone number up here on the screen, but obviously, if you don't remember it, if you call me at 277-5000, we can get you in touch with Brandt. And we'll be right back right after this.